So do I have to introduce myself? Okay, this is actually kind of a fun activity for me because it gives next month we are going to be doing our annual awards meeting in August. And that's a time for us as an organization to celebrate you as individuals. But what I'm going to be doing today is going to be giving you information to celebrate us as an organization. What I'd like to do is spend the next half hour, 35 minutes or so, going through and talking about what has happened with the Master Gardener program over this past year. And I think you're really going to be extremely proud of yourselves, pleasantly surprised, shocked, I think, in some instances, of what has been accomplished by our organization. So this is what I'm going to be looking at. I'd like to, I'm going to talk about, we'll brief our purpose. We're going to talk about outreach and education activities. We're going to talk about some of the administrative things that take place within our organization. And then we're also going to look at where we're going for the future. So the purpose of our organization, just so that we're all on the same page, and I think everyone knows this, but it warrants me reading this out, is that our mutual purpose is to educate the public on research-based, non-commercial, horticultural, and pest management information. So everything we do within an organization should relate back to this statement. And I'm very comfortable that what I see happening within the Master Gardener organization does relate back to this statement. Just kind of give you an overview of what our activity has been for the past year. We have currently 297 members. That includes our new graduating class. Last year, and this is from July 1st through June 30th, as an organization, we committed 20,249 hours of volunteer service to the community of San Diego. And you spent over 4,600 hours continuing to educate yourself so that you're going to be top-notch outreach professionals to provide information to the community. In the city's dollars account, how they correlate what you do and the services that you give back to the county's budget, you guys have provided over $500,000 worth of service to this county of San Diego. That's incredible, and you all should really be extremely proud about that. And the next figure is a figure that actually blows me away. And I actually sat down and looked at each one of the activities that we as an organization do. And when I started tallying them up, the 297 of you have made over 400,000 individual contacts with individuals in San Diego County over the last year. That's absolutely wonderful. Okay, when I look at the outreach and education piece, we're going to talk about our public outreach to individuals in the community in general, what we do for groups, organizations, and special populations, and then some of the special events that we do. So the first I want to cover is and this is just an opportunity for us to really be proud about the things that we do. The Ask a Master Gardener booths that we put on. These are the monthly taunting that Carol Graham gives us to make sure we get out there and we participate. We've done 83 events in the past year, a total of 694 hours of time that we've been available to the public, and we've made over 16,000 contacts. And to contribute to the financial health of the organization, we actually received a $2,800 donation from the San Diego County Fair for the work that we do there. So this is in a nutshell the things that we do at the Ask a Master Gardener booth. It really is our frontline attempt to get to the public and get information out to the public. And as Carol Graham says, we do this so that individuals can enjoy their gardens more and worry less. Another outreach activity we have is our hotline activity. And in the last year, we've had, you can see the figures here, we've had over 1,700 phone contacts that have come through our hotline. We've had almost 900 email contacts that have come in. We've actually, moving to a location that's probably not the most traffic friendly, we've had 56 walk-in contacts, so that's kind of exciting as well. Some of the new things that have been instigated by the hotline activity include our swing shift, which gave individuals the opportunity to maybe beat that traffic coming in or going home and work a shift from 10 to 2 instead of the traditional 9 to 12. We've also purchased a new computer system to take care of some of the lag time or the downtime when we were waiting for the old system to take care of us. And we've instigated a new in-service training program where every 6 weeks or so we call half a dozen to a dozen questions that come, either frequently asked questions or unique questions that come in through the hotline. And as a group, we sit down and research them ahead of time and then present that information to each other, brainstorm ideas, activities, ways in which we can address those questions that come in through the hotline. So those are our hotline activities. We also have an extremely active community garden program. And in the last 5 years, you can see here, we've grown from having 17 community gardens in San Diego County to over 82 gardens in San Diego County. And in this past year, under the direction of Nancy Helt and her community garden committee, they've done outreach activities to every one of those gardens and actually provided them with informational, educational items that they're able to put in those gardens that the entire community garden population is able to access. It's a really exciting thing to know. And one of the things that Nancy wanted us to let us know is that there's a master gardener that's within steps of every one of those every one of those community gardens throughout the community. So one of the things that I would like to do as part of the challenge, I guess, that I'm going to voice as part of this address is that if you've ever thought about being involved in actually any of these activities, but it's not something that you've been involved with in the past, this demonstrates the fact that some of these community gardens are within a mile or two of your home. It's to try out a community garden and see what it's like. Stop by, talk to the folks that are there. Just experience something different that you may not have experienced as in your traditional role as a master gardener. We also have an extremely active school garden program. You heard from Diane Bailey today with regards to some of the activities that are currently taking place. We've got 400 plus schools that we work with in San Diego County. We've got about 120 master gardeners that serve as school garden consultants. And one of the things I think that's real interesting about this, and it's a good point for us to know, is that each one of these schools is very unique. They're very individualized. Some of them have extremely developed school garden programs, have a real strong staff and parent support. Some of them are very small or they're just starting to grow. So what our school garden committee does is they look at really selecting consultants that can work with the uniqueness of one of those schools. And there's also, once again, as with the community gardening effort, there's an effort to keep master gardeners within their neighborhood. So that if there's a community or if there's a school garden within your community and you've got an interest in that, we can get you associated with it. So once again, you're in your neighborhood. Growing opportunities. What can I say? What more can I say about growing opportunities than what was presented earlier today? It's an absolutely incredible outreach activity that was started 2 years ago here under Jody Gabriel's direction, and we are working with 4 juvenile facilities in San Diego County. We've established through the support of our county director and information about a possible grant that we could receive and did receive. We're able to install that wonderful propagation greenhouse raised bed facility that's at the Girls Rehabilitation Facility in Kearney Mesa. And it's having an extremely positive impact on a population of young men and women that more often than not get forgotten in our community. And I'm extremely proud to see that the Master Gardeners have said that's something that we're not going to let happen, and we're going to support that effort. And just a little personal piece that I want to share with you about the impact that this program does have in our organization is that when we were doing the final build out for this facility of the Girls Rehabilitation Facility, unbeknownst to those members of the Master Gardener program, one of the young women had chosen to take her life the night before. And the young women that were at the facility were aware of that. We were not aware of that. Those women came out and actually used that garden while we were doing the final build out, and we worked all together as a team. And it gave them the opportunity to heal in a way in which they would not have been able to do so before, to begin that healing process. So it's a wonderful effort that the Master Gardeners have put on. I have to say that I'm extremely proud to see that it's continuing to be successful. Our spring seminar. What can I say about our spring seminar? It's an absolutely incredible activity that we do here in San Diego County. This past year we had 21 classes at the spring seminar. Over a third of those classes were instructed by Master Gardeners themselves. And I think that really says something about the depth of knowledge within our organization, is that we can actually field the educators that work within these organizations. Over 1,000 individuals attended our spring seminar. One of the things that I think was real exciting about the spring seminar this past year is that we had an expanded educational component to it, where we invited other organizations, other horticultural organizations, community colleges, gardening groups, gardening societies, to join us in our spring seminar and to get the word out about their organization, supporting that collaborative effort of promoting horticulture here in San Diego County. So that was a real exciting thing. And to see, once, of course, we put on a top-notch event. I don't think I've ever been to a Master Gardener event, San Diego County Master Gardener event that has not been planned and implemented to the nth degree. You guys are just absolutely incredible when it comes to that. But to also be able to have an event that was energized by our new class members. We had close to 40 individuals from the 48 members of the new class participating, getting involved with our spring seminar. So that was a real exciting thing to see happen. For years, we've been looking at the development of a demonstration garden, and this year it actually happened. Through the efforts of Rini Temper and a core group of individuals that worked with the demonstration garden committee, and with a collaboration with a wonderful group of professionals in San Diego County, the Carltus organization that coordinate the flower fields at Carlsbad Ranch, we were able to put on a demonstration garden that was open from March 1st through Mother's Day, May 11th. So 2.5 months that exposed more than 100,000 individuals to 8 different styles or types of gardening, an educational demonstration garden. So that was just a real exciting thing to see happen. And once again, a collaboration between our organization and another organization here in San Diego County, and have such a positive outcome. Such a positive outcome that not only are the Master Gardeners, but also the folks at Carltus looking very much forward to repeating this event or this effort in 2015. In addition to that, the demonstration garden folks have got another couple ideas on the burner, and they're looking at Balboa Park, and have been in works with Balboa Park and a couple of the spaces around the park about the possibility of having a demonstration garden. Now that we've done it once, we know we can do it. We know we can do it well. We're going to look at see other ways in which we may be able to expand that effort. So it's a real exciting thing to see happen. Our Earth Friendly Garden program, it's a premier program throughout the state of California. This past year we had 800 individuals go through our online survey and get to educate themselves about earth-friendly gardening and things that they can do on their properties to make it more earth-friendly. We developed a new marketing brochure that looks absolutely wonderful. We used the Earth-Friendly Garden program to honor members of the community that demonstrated that at the San Diego County Fair this year. Not only did we give one, but we gave 2 Earth-Friendly Garden awards to gardens that were at the the Flower and Garden Show at the San Diego County Fair. But we also gave out, I think, about 4 honorable mentions to other gardens that really put that earth-friendly garden focus forward in the work that they presented to the community. So not only did they demonstrate to the community of San Diego, these are examples of what these gardens are, but it showed that our organization was honoring and supporting that effort. So congratulations to the Earth-Friendly Garden folks down there. Our Speakers Bureau. And my figures are going to be a little bit different than the ones that were reported earlier, because I look at the program here, that during this past year, we made over 4,500 contacts, which is a 100% increase in the number of contacts that our Speakers Bureau presenters had during the past year. We gave over 106 presentations, and one of the really exciting things about this is that we were able to offer presentations in more than 40 different horticultural topics. That's incredible. So I'm real excited looking towards the future that there's about 20 additional individuals that are interested in participating in the Speakers Bureau and are going to be taking our orientation next month. So that's a real exciting thing to look forward to. As I move on to the administration aspect of our organization, we're going to talk about the board restructuring that took place this last year, some of our support committees, our educational opportunities, communication, finance, the class of 2014, can't forget them, and the relationship between the University of California and the Master Gardener Association. So these are the things I want to look at next. As our organization has grown since 1983, we've gone from an initial class. Joyce, how many people were in your class? 30?
About that, yeah.
About 30. We've gone from 30 people to 300 people. So with that, we've had the growth of our organization, and we've added activities and events and opportunities that we make available to the public, and we've just expanded and expanded and expanded. Our previous, as many of you are aware, our previous board structure had all of these committees, and when you look at all these committees here, we have all of those folks. That's what, close to, is there 5 across there and probably 8 down, so that's 40 committees reporting to 2 people. Unrealistic. So what our board did this past year is they said we really want to look at revamping our bylaws, bringing them up to date, and then looking at how we can make our board work more efficiently. And so what we did is we came up with a structure that included vice presidential positions over 5 program areas, which gave them more of a manageable workload with regards to the committees that they would work with. We presented it to you as an organization, you agreed upon it, and we moved forward with it. And as a result, we have a wonderful board of 10 individuals that are working to support you in the work that you do. So we're real excited about the reorganization. Some of the support committees that we have, and this is just to make sure everybody's aware of other things that are taking place out there within our organization. We've got our exhibit design committee, we've got our brewmasters that make sure that we have that we don't go hungry or thirsty here when we meet on a monthly basis. We have a historian committee that makes sure that we keep a log of everything that takes place within our organization. We've got grants that we're to make sure that if there's additional special projects we'd like to see happen, we can have the funding available to us. Nominations to keep us moving forward and making sure that we bring the best people into our organization, leadership positions, photography to recertify or to log or to record the activities that take place for future Master Gardeners to enjoy and learn from. Our recertification program to make sure we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing. Recognition, which is extremely important, and next month we'll be seeing the fruits of that committee's labor in all those folks that get new badges and stones and rocks and mugs and wine glasses and just about anything you can think of to collect dust on your shelves. Arboretum All-Stars are a strong effort within the Master Gardener Association that helps support the research that's taking place within the University of California and water-wise planting, audio-visual to make sure that when we have activities like this, you all are able to see, event registration to keep us organized for our larger events, and then representatives that work with different organizations throughout San Diego County to make sure that San Diego Master Gardeners are connected to the rest of the community and that our voice is heard within these other organizations. The Exhibit Design Committee would like to talk a little bit about some of the successes that they've had this year. The first being the development of a new display, Wings of Wonder, a butterfly display that has been extremely popular this year. In addition to that, two other noteworthy points I'd like to make is that in a response to Master Gardeners saying, we love your exhibits, but gosh, they're really big. And we don't like to carry those things around. We've created 3 smaller portable displays that you can utilize at your events. Much easier to carry around, appropriate for small spaces. And each one of these portable displays ultimately will include a copy of each one of the exhibits that we have available for us to use at events. So that's a real exciting thing for us to do. In addition to that, a real big feather that we received in our cap just came a couple months ago when we had Dr. Darren Haver here from Orange County to talk to us about water issues. And when he saw the water conservation display that our organization had created, he not only complimented it, he took pictures of it so he could take it back to Orange County and replicate it. So that's an exciting thing that somebody from within our organization but another part of the state recognizes the quality of the materials that are coming out of San Diego enough so that they want to replicate them in their own community. Educational opportunities that we have available for you as Master Gardeners. Now this is an internal aspect of it. We've got our advanced education, we've got our monthly meeting activities where we try to provide activity or educational pieces for you. We have our design charrettes, we have our field trips. We've got UC activities such as the Pitahaya workshop that's coming up in August that we participate in. We've also in this past 2 years expanded our ability to exploit the other educational activities that are outside of the University of California and really looking at some of the resources that our community college system and that our other gardening organizations and horticultural organizations provide to the community of San Diego. And we're taking those resources and using them as educational activities as well within our organization. Now, in saying that, just need to remind everybody that those 12-hour continuing education hours that you all do each year, 6 of them still need to be done within the University of California. So you still need to be doing things like coming to these meetings or going to UC speakers or whatnot. But you can take advantage of those activities that take place that are not necessarily connected directly to the university. And we've got a lot of online resources, both within the organization, and the organization being the University of California, and within the Master Gardener Association. And we've gotten to a point where we're able to videotape, that's probably not the right phrase to use, because I guess you don't videotape anything anymore. I'm dating myself. We're recording, we're capturing, thank you. We're capturing those presentations that we do in advanced ed classes in our class of 2014, the educational programs there, and the monthly meetings, and depending on the appropriateness of the material, making available either online to the membership as a whole or online to the community. So it's nice that we're to see that we are supporting that online education effort. When we look at advanced education, probably one of the things that I'd like to mention about that is that it really is our opportunity to research and look at the issues that are happening here in San Diego County, make sure that the Master Gardener membership is educated on those issues, whether it's ongoing issues or new invasive diseases or insects, that are coming into the county. And then the advanced education gives us the opportunity to actually bring those speakers in, work with them within our organization, and then possibly use those organizations or use those speakers for other parts of our organization, whether it's in a spring seminar or another offering that we give to the community. So it's a great service that Advanced Ed does, not only for educating our membership, but also in helping us as we do our education for the community. Our design charrettes, which once again is a wonderful opportunity to get an experiential activity or experiential educational activity for us as an organization, take out and actually put into practice the things that we learn in lectures and we learn in books and we learn online. But it's also, this past year has been a wonderful opportunity for us to collaborate with other Master Gardeners, and we actually had a wonderful opportunity to work with the Orange County folks in our last design charrette. And to share information of what's going on in San Diego County with another county in California. California is such a large state that many times we feel isolated within our own county, and it's when we can take the opportunity to connect with other organizations, whether it's through a collaborative effort like this or a statewide activity, it's wonderful for us to do so. And another aspect that came out of our December night, or that came out of our design charrette, is our December nights activity. And this was an opportunity for us to take an educational experience that we had for us as an organization and actually put it out into the community and use that to do education and outreach during a major San Diego County event, December nights, put pest management, Master Gardener information out there, and then to take the product of that, which was a holiday tree that was designed related to pest management issues and beneficial insects, and actually give that to a needy organization within San Diego County. And this past year, we gave it to a foster home. And I can't think of a better thing for us to do during the holiday season when so many people that don't have as much as what we all may have, that we're able to provide something with them. So that's, once again, an educational opportunity that turned into something completely different but absolutely wonderful from our organization. We have a new and revitalized communications committee after a 2-year hiatus under the advisement of Paul Knowles. We have pulled together a group of a half a dozen individuals that have really looked at the way we communicate within our organization, both internally and externally. We've listened to what you said, and we've revised the garden clip-ins and made it into what you felt was a more user-friendly document. We hope that that's been a success. We've revitalized the Dig It quarterly newsletter that goes out to the gardening community in San Diego. We're working on the development of calendars so that we can have calendar listings for each of the types of activities, both internal, University of California, and countywide that relate to gardening. We've really increased our social media involvement, and we've had like a 50% increase in likes. I have no idea what that means, but it's supposed to be really good. Looking on Facebook, Leslie Crawford's going to probably hit me for saying that.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. And so we're moving forward in that in a very organized effort, and it's a real exciting thing to see. And as many of you have seen over the last couple of years, we've been fortunate enough to have very top-notch professionals within our organization that have abilities in design and in graphics and in marketing and in publication that have helped us really take the look of what we put out to the community and raise it up another level. And I think if you look at any of the brochures or the bookmarks or the materials that have been produced over the last couple of years, you would agree with me that what comes out of this organization in this county is on par with any professional organization across the country. I mean, we really are putting our best foot forward. Financial review. I was supposed to have a little lead into this, and I completely forgot about it. Finances are always here. Let me back up. Finances are always a little bit touchy when it comes to organizations. So I was trying to think of what can I do what kind of an image could I put out there that would be supportive of our organization and would have a that would make you all feel good, warm and friendly, and know that your financial future within the organization is secure. There. Now we go to Karen. I want to spend just a few minutes talking about the financial aspect of our organization, the history of our organization, and I feel it's important for me to go back and touch on this every year or so, just to make sure that everybody is on the same page. When our organization started in 1983, it was started as the pet project of a farm advisor, home horticulture advisor here in San Diego County, Vince Lasagno, and the program was primarily funded out of Vince's program budget because it was a special project. As that organization grew from 30 to 300, and as the climate in the state has changed in the last, do the math really fast, Scott, 32 years, things have needed to change. And probably the most telling example I can give is just with regards to the University of California's support, and I really hope that you all know that the University of California supports each and everything that you all do and appreciate you for more than you will ever know. But during the last 10 years, when you look at the funding that has come to the University of California through the state of California and that reduction, things have had to change. And probably the most the example that I think will maybe bring it home best is when you look at the academics that work within our office. And 10 years ago, we had 13 academics that worked in our office that worked in all issues from home horticulture to youth development, to nutrition, to commercial agriculture. And now we have 6. And as those individuals retire, they're not being replaced. So we as an organization need to look at different ways in which we can help support ourselves and fund the activities that we would like to do within an organization. So that being in mind, when I look at our organization, we don't look at, I don't want us to use a term called fundraising, I want us to use a term called cost recovery. And the activities that we do within our organization need to be, as I talked about earlier, relate back to that purpose of educating the public about research-based home horticulture and pest management. But there's some things that we do within our organization that we can bring money in, and there's some things that we can't bring as much money in. So I'm going to talk about those. I also want to talk about our budgets a little bit. And the one thing I'm not going to talk about today, and it's because, one, we're running a little short on time, and two, the state didn't give me the information that I asked for, is the endowment. So I'll give you guys an update on our endowment within the next month or so, okay? Want to show you, and I want to thank Karen for helping put this together, is when we look at our operating budget, this is for the 2013-14 year, we've separated our income into 2 categories, passive income and active income. Passive income are basically interest that we get off of our checking accounts, any donations that we may have gotten, which is real minimal, and our Amazon.com. We don't do anything for that, and those activities are bringing in 9% of the income within this organization. That's a pretty great thing, if you ask me. We don't do anything and we get 9% of our budget. The other 91% comes from activities that we do, things like spring seminars, plant sales, the donations that we get for the Ask a Master Gardener with those activities. Then when you look at the total expenses that we have within our organization, this past year we were a little bit heavy on administrative costs because of some purchases that we made. We've got member services, which was where we're giving putting efforts back into you, and then over 67%, which is actually good, that we put into that public outreach activity. Now, if you look at our figures for 2014-15, and this is the budget that we just passed, and we look over here on our expenses, I think we've done a real good job of bringing our overhead expenses back in a little bit more in line with what a nonprofit organization should be, and we've got a 9% there within our overhead administration. Member services, that's giving services back to you all, whether it's through advanced education or paying for your individual insurance or whatever it may be. And then we're putting 97% of our income into community outreach and education, which is what we should be doing. Okay?
Yeah, but the baseline went from 50,000 to 70,000. The budget. Yeah.
The budget went from 55,000
So your
to 70,000.
Your percentages are a little fun, but it's okay.
That's a,
We love you.
okay, thanks for loving me anyway, Cindy. These are things you can talk to Karen about. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is another part of our financial piece, which is our MG sales and our birdhouses. And I really want to give a support to the effort to these two committees, because once again, one of the things that they do is an educational opportunity, and all the materials that they produce really have an educational focus. And they are a major part of our cost recovery activity. But these activities also have other intrinsic values within our organization. They're wonderful team building activities, opportunities for us to get together as a group and be creative and to share our gardening experiences with each other. And something that we just started tracking this past year is that when these groups go out to organizations and have birdhouse sales and have MG sales, they typically get, and I'm going to guesstimate here, at least 50% of the questions that come in through them aren't related to the sales materials, but they're related to the things that we do at an Ask a Master Gardener booth. So it's once again another educational opportunity that we have to get out to the community. And I really appreciate the folks from these two committees that participate or that provide this for our organization. The class of 2014. What can I say? This is a year and a half effort that comes from this organization. Some of the hallmarks this year is that we've streamlined the process, and we've looked at within the organization, a collaborative effort with the organizers and having the curriculum folks and the COPS folks work together. We've really focused on an experiential learning component of the training class so that the members going through our class have a hands-on learning experience. Something that was brand new this year, and it was seen as a training activity and turned into an outreach education activity, is that we made each one of the class in a team take one of our exhibits and set it up in the county lobby outside our training room. And as we sat there in the room training the class, watched dozens of folks throughout the day come and gain information from the exhibits that we created. So it was a learning opportunity for the new class and an educational opportunity for the community. How wonderful. We have an innovative exam. Those folks of you who've taken the past exams that I was never a part of, and I heard was not the most enjoyable experience. We've had a new innovative exam where they have a written component. There's a research component where they research different plants, and an experiential activity where they work as a team and take what they've learned in the classroom and solve a problem at the end of the program. Something that we're going to be presenting to the state as an option for other counties to replicate throughout the state. As a result of all this activity, we have 48 brand spanking new graduates from our program, which is a really exciting thing. The last thing I want to talk about is the relationship between the University of California and the Master Gardener Association. And I think all of you know that we're two different organizations. We are the University of California Cooperative Extension Master Gardener Program, and we are the Master Gardener Association of San Diego County, which is its own 501c3 nonprofit organization. The current administration within the University of California would like to see us more as one organization. And so what we're doing, because we want to hold our uniqueness, and we really do value that 501c3 status and the benefits that it provides us as an organization, is that we're looking at working with the University of California so that we can keep both of these identities. And I want to share with you what our new logo is going to look like. This is our new logo. This is what it's going to be called a soft rollout. What we've done is we've taken the old logo, we've used the color scheme, and we've taken the state logo, I should say, we've used the color scheme and we put it into our new logo. We're going to be using this on publications, on websites. In the future, year or two down, when we order new signs, when we order new clothing, we'll be using this logo. Everything that we have currently, we're going to continue to use. Nobody's going to be getting rid of anything. But this is one of the attempts that as we look at working within the University of California and having the University of California Master Gardener Program and the San Diego County Master Gardener Association work together, this is one of the attempts that or one of the efforts that we're doing to make that happen. Okay. And I want to reassure you that before we did any of this, we had a very good discussion with the designer of this logo, and the reason why we wanted to do, and we got thumbs up 100%. Yes, she supported us being able to make that effort. So that's what we're doing within the University of California. What does the future hold for our organization? We've got a plant sale coming up here in September. We've got a statewide Master Gardener Conference in Yosemite that'll be in October. We've got a teacher conference coming up in October. We've got a spring seminar, but we need to have some leadership for it. So if we get some leaders, we'll have a spring seminar taking place in March maybe of next year. And I guess the final notes that I'd like to say as we move into 2014 and 2015 is the two things that I want you to keep in mind as you do your volunteer work as Master Gardeners is to, one, keep educating the public the way you have been, and two, enjoy the journey along the way. Okay? Thank you very much.